Good Monday morning here in the economic capital, Douala. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for joining us on this edition of Prime Flash on My Media Prime. With me, Audrey, Zatsa. Some shops were brought down by wild flames in Mashebe in Bafoussam West region of the country. The fire broke out in the early hours of Tuesday, October 26, consuming a significant part of the market before locals could return or could rush to the scene to intervene while waiting for the firefighters who arrived to contain the fire from spreading to other nearby buildings. No loss of human life has been recorded, but huge material damage has been incurred. The cause of the fire incident is yet to be established. A research unit has been inaugurated at the Centre Pasteur in Yaoundé, a Cameroonian public establishment. The malaria laboratory dedicated to malaria research was unveiled on October 26, 2021 by the French ambassador to Cameroon and the Minister of Public Health, Dr. Manauda Malachi. According to the statistics revealed by the director of the Centre Pasteur, Miradad Kazanji, 11 million cases of malaria have been recorded in Cameroon in 2020 and more than 11,000 deaths, of which 60% are children, classifying malaria as a major public health problem in Cameroon. At least 3 persons have passed away and several others injured in an accident in Kongsamba, Mungo Division, littoral region of the country. This was yesterday, October 26, 2021, as our reporter von Quinter tells us.
Elements of the Kongsamba firefighting brigade breaking through the scrap of this vehicle to rescue passengers following a gas leaker accident in Manengole village, a locality in Kongsamba Mungo Division, littoral region of Cameroon. The accident, which occurred on the night of Monday, breaking Tuesday, October 26th, involved a truck belonging to a cement company and a bus leaving at least 3 persons dead, while several others were injured. According to eyewitnesses, the accident was as a result of overspeeding, resulting in a violent collision. The driver of the bus belonging to Bambuthus Travel Agency was on top speed. It got behind the truck, and because of overspeeding, it led to the accident that left 3 people dead. The population is calling on the Minister of Transport to ensure drivers reduce their speed and get enough rest. Shocked after witnessing the accident, this resident of Manengole village says, "With regards to this accident today, I really want to call on drivers to reduce their speed because the road doesn't kill. We are the ones that kill." Survivors of yesterday's accident were immediately rushed to a nearby hospital for treatment. Meanwhile, investigations has been opened. Yesterday's accident on the National Road number 5 adds to many that has claimed lives and left several Cameroonians in difficult conditions. According to a study published in February by the Ministry of Transport, 35% of these accidents are caused by overspeeding, 17% by the condition of vehicles, 10% by reckless driving, and 10% due to bad state of roads. With these, Cameroonians are called upon to be on alert, especially when using the highway.
Legendary Nigerian actor Ngwa, popularly known as Ngwa, is in Cameroon to boost the Cameroon movie industry. Our reporter Eileen Sama went to meet him at the CDC plantation in Tiko as he is on the set of a movie titled The Planters Plantation. Her report.
Heavyweight Nigerian actor, highly celebrated for his comic role in the majority of movies he starred in, Ngwa, lead actor in the movie titled The Planters Plantation, has expressed satisfaction at the progress made so far by Cameroonian filmmakers, actors and actresses in recent times. Ngwa commonly called Ukwa or Osofia, was speaking behind the scenes of the movie The Planters Plantation, currently being shot at the Cameroon Development Corporation, the CDC Tico Southwest region of Cameroon.
When I came here, I thought I was going to be the only one who has ever acted, only a Nigerian actor who has ever acted in Cameroon. But surprisingly, when I came here, I heard that there were other locations. There are still other locations in Limbe, in Bamida, a lot of places. And I say kudos to the people and those who encourage film production in Cameroon. And to be honest with you, the sky is the beginning, not the limit. And if they continue this way, I'm afraid for Nigeria.
According to the movie icon, The Planters Plantation narrates the story of an era he relates to and believes that the movie will help sell the Cameroonian culture and the movie industry in particular.
When they told me about this production, I was so busy that I said, look, I tried to reject it one way or another. But when they told me the concept of what I'm about to do, I'm somebody who loves challenges. And I found out that it's something that is, well, I won't say pre-colonial or during colonial setting. I took up the challenge, and because I like history and I like people around me, my people, to know the history of the coming of the white man and what happened within that period. And that was why I took it up. And I came here, fortunately for me. The cast and crew makes up a family. It's like a family thing. I love where there's that kind of understanding and relationship in a production.
For the producer of the movie, Irene Nengi, The Planters Plantation is a masterpiece looking at the storyline, the cast and crew, and will go a long way to boost the Cameroonian movie industry.
We have always put it upon ourselves to dig deep into our roots, our background, to know who we are, where we're coming from, and to document that in motion pictures while trying to tell stories that are realities or near realities. So this was just one of those things. He has carried a lot of people along. So having him in this one, it's like a steam. You know, when you steam something, it gets energized, like, okay, it's a refresher. And looking at where African cinema is going internationally, you would know that he's well recognized. So I think like having him on board would expand the scope through which our movie is going to be celebrated, watched, those that will have access to it.
Though criticisms on one hand and applause on the other hand continue to animate some social media platforms about the partnership between Cameroonian and Nigerian movie filmmakers, Cameroonians have been challenged to promote their own and consume made in Cameroon for the growth of the entertainment industry.
We stay in the Southwest region, where members of the Southwest House of Chiefs have received a training on best ways to preserve, promote and convert natural and historic sites into employment opportunities. This was during the 2 days workshop organized in Boya under the theme, The Management of Historical Sites, Monuments and Vestige in the Southwest region. Clarice Ekowe.
The Southwest region remains one of the regions in Cameroon blessed with natural, touristic and historic sites like Mount Fakou, the Twin Lake of Kupemouani-Nguba, the Bimbia slave trade site, to cite but these few. Despite its rich touristic potentials, which also make the Southwest region a nexus for economic activities within Central Africa, much of such touristic and historical sites are underreported.
When we talk of a natural site, we talk of the Bimbia slave trade, of the Twin Lakes of Kupemouani-Nguba, a very rare architecture of God. The House of Chiefs is taking its time to list all these sites and be able to look for funds both within the Regional Assembly budget and partners, national and international, to help us preserve this.
In a bid to revamp such natural and historical sites, these are members of the Southwest House of Chiefs who met in Boya for a training on best ways to preserve, promote and convert such touristic and historical sites found in their various divisions into employment opportunities.
The Southwest happens also to be They are the junction between Central Africa and the rest of the other countries. So this makes for the possibility of economic activities. It makes for the possibility of employment. The power that has been devolved in the House of Chiefs through the special status makes clear mention that we have to manage, we have to conserve these historical sites.
Also, as custodians of culture and tradition, these participants also brainstorm on symbols and colors that represent the 6 divisions of the region.
Symbols and colors that we have identified, which we will eventually submit to the delegate of culture for the Southwest fabric that is going to be produced in the days ahead.
Through these trainings, traditional authorities are expected to play their own role in enhancing development within their respective divisions.
AFCON is fast approaching, and despite the fact that the government has called on Cameroonians living in areas in cities that shall host the game to keep their surroundings clean, some areas of essence are still being spotted with dirt littering around. Dolingonde.
While the special team put in place by Cameroon's head of state, President Paul Biya, has been busy taking tours and inspecting football facilities to host the 2021, now 2022 African Cup of Nations, one area civilians decry the team is yet to inspect is the sanitary conditions of some major towns due to host these advanced games. Starting from Yaoundé, the nation's capital city, where the workers of the Hygiene and Sanitation Company, which goes by the French acronym ISACAM, have been on a strike due to unpaid wages, with the result being some neighborhoods becoming an eyesore. This is the current nature of Carrefour Hotel La Paradise, which is one of the localities to witness an increase in uncatered waste. In the same light, inhabitants of the Mvok Atanganambala neighborhood still in Yaoundé say reeks of waste have been neglected and uncatered for. They add, besides the fact that they are not being able to cater for their families financially, they too, like the rest of the population, are exposed to such appalling waste as their health conditions are at risk given the prevailing sanitary conditions. Upon striking a balance, the cause of this situation in Yaoundé has been blamed on the ongoing strike action by workers of the Hygiene and Sanitation Company, ISACAM, who are demanding the payments of their 3-month-old wages. But residents in Kumba, in the southwest region of Cameroon, have also raised similar concerns, decrying the neglect of the town's overflowing waste bins. And according to sources, the waste bins have remained abandoned for several days now, posing several health hazards to the local population. And besides the stench, sources add that in most cases, the refuse literally decomposes to form manure in the soil. And in Boya, the height of neglected refuse disposal is captured in the Dirty South neighborhood, with similar consequences presented to the press. Inhabitants are calling on authorities that be to look into the situation before it takes an ugly twist.
We move out of the country, where Nigerian President Muhammadu Buhari launched the country's new digital e-Naira currency on Monday as Africa's largest economy looked to tap into the growing popularity of virtual money and cryptocurrencies. With the e-Naira, Nigeria thus becomes the first sub-Saharan African country to launch a digital currency and joins China and a few other countries using the central bank-regulated electronic tender. Sudan's Prime Minister Abdallah Hamdok has been taken back to his own home in the Sudanese capital, Khartoum. Coup leader and Army Chief Abdel Fattah had said earlier that he was keeping Hamdok at his residence for his own safety. On Tuesday, in his first news conference since the takeover, Abdel Fattah defended the military seizure of power, saying he had dissolved the government to avoid a civil war. He said the army had no choice but to sideline politicians who were inciting against the army or the armed forces. That was it for today's edition of Prime Flash with me, Audrey Zatsa. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for watching. You will get more stories in our 6:30 p.m. Prime News with our Fun Quinta. Meanwhile, stay blessed in the company of programs on the African Eye. Bye.